This past year, our projects took us around the world. We focused on the impacts of health and equality through soap and clean water, determined to improve the lives of those from Zambia to Nicaragua.
We are Enactus USA, and we are committed to empowering our community one project at a time.
Enactus student Joshua Draggett found an opportunity to help the community in Zambia in 2019. After learning that the country placed 150th out of 169th on the UN Development Program Gender Equality Index, Joshua saw a need for change.
Along with the issues women face in Zambia, the country also has problems with sanitation and its economy. The UN reported that 64% of Zambians do not have soap and water available in their homes, amounting to about 11 million people. In addition, Zambia's unemployment rate has been steadily increasing by 1% each year, resulting in 180,000 people not having the means to provide for their families.
After discovering these essential needs, Joshua came up with a solution and founded the Akuna soap industry based at Riverside Farm Institute in Southern Province, Zambia. The goal of Akuna was and is to empower women throughout Zambia, allowing them to support themselves through school and life by selling affordable, high-quality soap.
Akuna now empowers 140 women to operate their own businesses, up 80% from last year and anticipated to grow another 60% next year. By providing them the potential to earn almost 7 times the Zambian minimum wage, some of our entrepreneurs have gone from earning $15 per month to $500 per month. We allow these women to take care of their families and empower them to follow their dreams, such as Shirai, who uses the profits she earns to get through medical school, or Vivian, who is working on an accounting degree.
My name is Namakando Myunda. I think with Akuna, what I've found is that the gap that I was missing after my late daughter's demise, I think Akuna came in to fill it because I was able to feed the family, I was able to pay bills, I was able to send my children to school.
In addition to supporting these women, Akuna has created a product that makes it stand out from the rest. As a key part of this, almost all of the soap's ingredients are sourced locally, contributing to the economy and the business's sustainability. In addition, Akuna is able to sell their soaps for 1/6 of the price of retail soaps and offers 22 varieties to appeal to all demographics.
Although we've been able to accomplish great things, this year has come with challenges, especially in light of inflation and supply chain issues. In the past year alone, supply chain issues delayed regular essential oil shipment by an average of 2 weeks, while also costing triple the amount they had previously. In addition to this, electricity costs increased, accounting for roughly 20% of our total production costs.
We did not back down, however. Our current project manager and a former student intern participated in the Enactus Action with Africa competition. After placing in the top 8 worldwide, they won 8,000 euros and provided us the ability to tackle our challenges by going green. In December, we purchased solar panels for our 3,000 square foot factory we funded and built last year. These solar panels will reduce our carbon footprint by 183 metric tons and save 5,000 kwacha each month, allowing us to maintain low product costs while preserving the environment.
As we have tackled our challenges, we've also expanded our borders. In addition to our sales in Zambia, we've been able to create a distribution hub in the US, as well as an online marketplace to expand into e-commerce. We're also creating partnerships across the United States, incorporating small boutiques and hospitality venues. We believe with these steps, we can ensure the long-lasting success of Akuna by diversifying markets and revenue sources. We anticipate this expansion will double our sales over the next year.
As Akuna expands, more women are starting businesses, their standard of living increases, and the education of their children is even subsidized. Empowering these women means not just supporting them, but their families too, all while providing a brighter future for Zambia. We are proud of the impact of Akuna on the lives of our entrepreneurs and their families, as well as the additional $250,000 investment is made in the local economy. Akuna has and will continue to empower the future of Zambia for years to come, one bar of soap at a time.
But what is soap without water?
Our second project, Renewable, is a sustainable solution to the lack of clean, potable water in the Rio Blanco region of Nicaragua.
The country of Nicaragua receives 140 inches of rainfall per year. In fact, it rains nearly every day. But still, a full 72% of the population in rural areas lack access to potable water, leading to disease or even death due to waterborne illnesses.
Sadly, the majority of those affected are young children. According to UNICEF, in Nicaragua alone, waterborne illnesses are responsible for 18% of deaths in children under the age of 5.
Unfortunately, the problems don't just stop with health, as lack of access to clean water brings large gender disparities. Again, according to UNICEF, worldwide, women and girls spend an estimated 200 million hours daily collecting water. This is time that they are unable to use working at an income-generating job, caring for family members, or attending school.
This leads us to our project, Renewable. It all started with 2 of our students who believed that a rainwater filtration system designed to be built out of local materials with little to no moving parts would empower people who lacked access to fresh, clean water.
It was important to our team not to fall victim to the white savior complex. Instead, we only wanted to work with communities that asked for our help, and in turn, we would provide them with a solution to the problem they told us they had.
This led our Sam Walton Fellow, Dennis Passavoy, to introduce us to Project Schoolhouse, an Austin-based NGO that has been building distributed clean water systems and schools in the Rio Blanco region of Nicaragua for the past 15 years, working in communities with roughly 150 people.
The children in these areas, particularly girls, spend a large part of their day collecting water from contaminated rivers and creeks, meaning they are not able to go to school. Project Schoolhouse currently has a 10-year-long waiting list for their water projects, leaving many people without access to clean and safe water. Our rainwater systems provide an intermediary solution that supplies enough potable water to relieve the immediate stress on children while they are in school.
This led to another partner, Localized Water Solutions, who assisted some of our engineering students with the design by providing industry-level knowledge to ensure that gravity alone would drive the movement of water.
Our renewable system captures rainwater off the roof of the school and transfers it into holding tanks. Then, a small amount of chlorine is added before the water traverses into a filtration column where large debris is removed. Finally, the water is delivered into barrels, from which it can be used to safely drink, cook, or wash with. This system is also highly scalable because more capacity can be added by simply increasing the size and/or the number of barrels. To test this, our team built a prototype on the UT Austin campus thanks to a $30,000 Green Fund grant we received from the university.
Next, it was time for our team to take our design down to Nicaragua. Our system included a set of electronics and sensors designed to monitor the flow of water, the amount of chlorination, and the amount of fresh water in the system, all so that we could, in turn, see this information from our home in Austin, Texas. If anything was out of limits, such as the amount of chlorine in the system running low, we could notify someone in the community to correct the problem.
But as soon as we connected the electronics, flipped the on switch, stood back, and celebrated, someone yelled, "There's smoke coming out." It turns out that the electronics we had designed back in the US were not compatible with the electric grid or cellular system in Nicaragua. Our biggest accomplishment had become our biggest problem.
But we quickly adapted and built a mechanical chlorination system using the same principles as the electronic one, with the only difference being that the filtration level would now have to be manually set within the safe boundaries of 4 milligrams of chlorine per liter of water, as defined by CDC guidelines.
In the end, the school in San Isidro has a reliable and sustainable source of fresh, clean water for the children at the school to use. And it only took us 4 days and less than $5,000, in contrast to the 6 to 12 months and approximately $60,000 it takes Project Schoolhouse to build a fully distributed water system in these communities. While we recognize that this system is just a stopgap to a larger problem, we were still able to positively impact the lives of 113 people in this small community in 3 different ways.
1. The children at the school now have a source of fresh, clean water, with whatever is left over at the end of the day able to be taken home.
2. There is an increase in health literacy, since these children are learning to form healthy habits, such as washing their hands after using the bathroom.
And 3, the instance of waterborne diseases has been largely mitigated from the water used at the school.
With this impact enlarged to the entire Rio Blanco region into approximately 80 similar communities, and by possibly licensing out our design to other NGOs and nonprofits who are working on similar goals, this impact can be enlarged to reach over 25,000 underserved Nicaraguans.
Here's some of the excitement displayed from a few of the local school children about having fresh, clean water to drink.
Our plan is to continue working to deploy renewable systems in communities throughout the Rio Blanco region as a means of bridging the long wait for clean water, and in the process, changing the lives of many Nicaraguans for the better.
We believe through our commitment to empowering communities, we're not just initiating progress, but transforming lives.
Akuna is working to provide entrepreneurial opportunities in Zambia by empowering women to start their own business selling high quality and affordable soap.
And Renewable is bridging the weight of clean water by creating rainwater filtration systems in the remote regions of Nicaragua.
What starts with Enactus changes the world.
Our projects are a catalyst for sustainable change.
We are committed to making a positive impact one community at a time. We are Enactus.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer period. A reminder that only judges can ask questions, and if you just state your name and organization for your first question. Who would like to start?
I have a question. How does maintenance work for the water project? So how you make sure that it will last for a long time?
Hi, thank you for the question. So with our partnership with Project Schoolhouse, they have an engineer that travels around their communities with distributed water systems. And so since they're building a distributed water system in the Rio Blanco region, and specifically in San Isidro that we worked at, he's maintaining those and making sure that the chlorination levels are always set correctly. And if anything comes to block the filter column, that he's able to fix it and drain the water.
Hi, I'm Charlene from France. My question is regarding Akuna project. It wasn't very clear to me what was exactly the role of your team and your organization in the overall project.
Thank you for that question. So the role in our team is that we were the ones who started the project over in Zambia. We had a student who went over to Zambia for a year and assessed the needs of the community, saw the need for sanitation, saw the need for women to be employed. Assessing those needs, came up with the project and the solution to try to address those needs. So then we also provide ongoing support. And relationships in our network within the United States has allowed us to provide a lot of the funding to build the factory and to really get the project up and running, and then built it out sustainably for a long time.
So maybe a question on the rainwater harvesting project, but I was curious where the materials were sourced, where were the rainwater harvest systems manufactured, and how do you transport them to those communities that seem sometimes remote?
I can answer that. So our initial plan was to ship the parts to Nicaragua, but we found out with tariffs and having to import that many level of goods, it's incredibly difficult. And so what the team ended up doing was they went down to a local hardware supply store in Nicaragua, and they were able to buy all of the parts there. And so the parts are locally sourced, which then makes it more accessible for other communities because they're able to buy those parts that match their specific needs.
Hello, my name's Luca from Australia. More on what you just said there, are you training the locals then to build the units themselves afterwards?
Currently, we're not training the locals specifically. The engineer there is able to maintain it, and hopefully with that, if he has to leave for whatever reason, that the locals in the community would be able to drain the water if the sand filter becomes clogged, or if the chlorination levels change, they're able to fix that, but currently we're not doing that.
Are there any plans to widen the product portfolio of the Akuna soap?
Thank you for that question. So we have looked into some other products such as lotions or other things like that. However, our primary focus is expanding our production of soap as well as our distribution of soap, as that's our main area of need right now. In Zambia, most soap is shipped and imported from South Africa. It's synthetic, very chemical based. We're one of the only natural soap producers in the country. So our efforts are focused on making sure everyone has the soap, and then we'll look into other areas to expand.
And can you use soap for skin and also for clothes at the same time?
Thank you for that question. So yes, our soap is all natural and made from 95% locally sourced ingredients, so you can use it for your skin. We also have more specific soap for the hair and other areas, and then the soap is natural, so it could be used to wash clothes or other things, as it's 100% natural.
Your time has now expired. Please join me in giving a round of applause to the teams from USA. Thank you.